Hi, and welcome back to the challenge. I got Francesca again for another video. That's pretty cool. So let's get right to it. Today we're going to begin on our backs. Lie down on the back in Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, knees wide apart. Rest one hand on your belly, and just feel your belly rise and fall with your breath. Let the abdomen relax. Then bring your knees together. Wiggle your feet so they're just hip socket distance apart. So that's only like the space of two of your knuckles pressed towards each other. Now, without the knees twisting out at all, so you can imagine you had a block in between your legs that you're squeezing, but I won't make you do that because you're good at it already. Squeeze in as you slowly start to lift your hips up. Don't let the knees spin out at all, and press down evenly to those 3 points in your feet, big toe mound, little toe mound, center heel. Then stretch your arms up and overhead. And then slowly lower the hips and bring the arms back down. Exhale, lift your hips up and stretch the arms over. Inhale, slowly lower back down and fill the back ribs as you breathe in. Exhale, lift the hips and stretch the arms. Knit the front ribs down towards the hips. And as you inhale, lower, press down like you're pushing through mud and open your back ribs through the reach of the hands. Exhale, lift up, just 30 more times. And inhale, lower slow. Exhale, lift up. And inhale, lower slow. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, lower slow. Now this time, keep the arms down as you exhale, lift up. And then bring the right leg into tabletop without the hips twisting at all. You might have to wiggle the left foot a little closer into the midline if your feet were a little too far apart or something. Now keep that leg in tabletop, and as you inhale, slowly lower the buttock so it's hovering 1 inch above the mat. And as you exhale, come back up. Inhale, lower slowly. Exhale, back up. Inhale, lower slowly. Exhale, back up. Hold. Change legs. Keep the squeeze in with the legs. Inhale, lower slowly, but just 1 inch above the mat. Exhale, back up. Inhale, lower slow. Exhale, back up. Inhale, lower slow. Exhale, back up. Hold, both feet down. Good, now press the upper arms down. Instead of rolling the shoulders, spread the shoulders wider. Like I took the front and the backs of your shoulders and I pulled them apart from each other. And at the same time, feel the neck spine and the lumbar get long away from each other. Then lower the buttock back down. Nice. Now open your arms to the side. Bring the legs up into tabletop position. Grow your spine even longer and your chest even wider through the reach of your arms as you slowly push your right leg forward. But don't let the middle pop up at all. Keep the lumbar long. Then see if you can lower the legs slowly without the low back lifting. Then change legs, nice and slow. Change legs. Change legs. And remember, we want to activate the spinal muscles, keep all that length, Growing the spine is just as important as working in your transverse, hugging the side ribs in and down. Then take both legs in the tabletop position. And as you exhale, take the knees over to the right, just a third of the way, without the left shoulder lifting at all. Come back to center. Knees over to the left, just a third of the way, without the right shoulder lifting at all. Back up. Now maybe you can start to go further as long as you can keep the elongation through the spine and the control through the left hand shoulder. Back to center. Change side. Back to center. Good, then hold, hands behind your head, crunch up to your knees. Hug those front ribs in towards the hip bones. Stretch the right leg forward without losing the hug of the ribs. Change sides. Change sides. Change sides. Last round. Hug your knees into your chest. Was that one hard at all?
It's good.
Okay. Good. Rock up to seated and take downward facing dog. Then take your feet the width of your mat. Lift your heels up high. Draw the hips up. And then spin your heels over to the left. And feel the stretch through your right side ribs all the way down into your hand. Spin your heels back up and over to the right. Spin your heels back up. Then walk your feet forward to the front of your mat. Inhale, make a flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up, raise your arms. Exhale, Samastiti. Inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Step back right to down dog. Then turn your feet all the way over to the left so both feet get a spot on the mat. Kind of like what we just did. You know, with the feet, yeah. And then all the way over to the left. Nice. Now roll, come into side plank with your left hand down. That's good. Press down through your feet. Rotate your top arm externally and reach all the way over and then lift your hips up. I should learn how to teach that better. That wasn't very good. Downward dog, stretch back. You guys knew what I meant, right? Heels up high, like we did on the first round, then spin the heels all the way over to the right and come into side plank. Press through the feet, feel the lift that comes from your middle. Externally rotate the arm, reach over, and lift the hips. Down dog, stretch back. Walk your feet forward to the front of your mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up, raise your arms up. Then with your left hand, take a hold of your right wrist and reach up and over to the side. Inhale, back up. Change sides. Inhale, back up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Step back into plank. Lower down onto your belly and slide your arms forward. Then bend the elbows out to the side. Reach both arms straight back. One more time, arms forward. Bend the elbows out to the side. Reach both arms straight back. Place your hands next to your side ribs and roll up into cobra or up dog. Downward dog, stretch back. Raise your right leg up from the inner thigh. Exhale, knee to chest. Shift forward, pull it up. Step your foot up by your thumb. Lower your back knee. Inhale, raise your arms up. Then with your right hand, take a hold of your left wrist and reach up and over to the side. Feels so good. To get better into your psoas, focus on lengthening from the inner front hip down into the knee and lift up from your belly all the way up to your fingertip. Come back up. Bring your hands down. Curl your back toes and lift your back knee. Now keep all that length through the front of your hip. Engage your right outer hip and come up into crescent. Then drop your arms to your side, lean your chest out over your knee. Inhale, come back up into crescent. Exhale the arms to your side, lean your chest out over your knee. Keep all that work in your back like we do when we're doing the back things. Inhale, back up, raise your arms up. What do you call those? The belly things that we do at the beginning always. Then hands back down to the mat and step back into down dog. Raise your left leg up from the inner thigh. Exhale, bring your knee up. Step your foot and lower your back knee. Inhale, raise your arms up. Then with your left hand, take a hold of your right wrist and reach up and over. Come back up. Bring your fingertips back down to the mat. Curl your back toes and lift your back knee. Now find that same length through the front of your hip, all the way through the big toe mound and all the way up through your chest. Then raise your arms up. Exhale, arms to the side. Lean your chest with strong back muscles so the front of the spine stays open. Inhale, back up. Exhale, lean the chest. Inhale, back up. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Step back into plank. Stretch back into down dog. Walk your feet up to the front of your mat. Inhale, make a flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale into chair pose, bend knees, sit back, Utkatasana. Bring your right hand to your right outer hip. Keep reaching up past your pinky finger. Then as you exhale, twist, hook the elbow to the knee and join your palms together. Aim the tailbone straight back as you lengthen out through the midline. And fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold deeper. Inhale into chair pose, bend your knees, sit your hips back, raise your arms. Left hand on your left hip, reach past your right fingers, hook your elbow to your knee. Then press down, open the chest, and join the palms twist. And fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, flat back. Step back to down dog or take a vinyasa, your call. Step your right foot for warrior two. Inhale, come up. Then straighten your right leg and reach out into triangle pose. All right, so we've been using blocks so we can find the same extension of the spine. You can see the whole spine is lengthening forward. There's no part that's like kind of caught up to the ceiling or anything. So that's just so you know when to use a block, when not to use a block. You want to be able to get the length through the back leg line. Then bend your right knee and step into half moon. Slide your right hand a foot in front of your pinky toe. Feel the right center hip track with the ankle as you raise your back leg. Press the right foot evenly, engage the right outer hip, and lift the back heel an inch above your pelvis so it matches the line of your spine. Then take your left arm up once you're steady. Bend your right knee and come into warrior two. Slide back as smooth as you can. Reverse warrior, flip your palm and inhale. Hands back to the mat. Step back to down dog or take a vinyasa. Step your left foot, warrior two. Inhale, come up. Straighten your left leg for triangle. And reach out. Bend the seat just a little for a second. Then bend your left knee, slide your hand in front of your pinky toe, and raise the back leg. Keep that left hip on a track with your ankle. Warrior two, bend your knee and slide back. Reverse warrior, flip your palm and inhale. Come back to warrior two, straighten your left leg and parallel your feet. All right, now clasp your hands behind your back. And let's just give it a shot. So you could use the strap like I've been suggesting to get the rotation, but you can see that Francesca has the same amount of external rotation that I would have in the shoulder as when I have my hands shoulder distance. So you just feel, are you able to get the external rotation? Fold forward. Strap or hands interlocked. Try not to lose it on your way down. Then change the interlock, take the other index finger on top. Reach down into your feet and come back up. Then bring your knuckles together behind your back. And turn your right leg all the way out. Pick up your back foot, turn it in a little more than halfway. Roll the shoulders, chest open, and fold forward over your right leg. Inhale, come back up. Right hand on your hip, raise your left arm straight up. And twist. Reach down through your feet, come up and around for the other side. Then bring your hands behind your back, knuckles together, and fold forward. Press to your feet, inhale, come back up. Left hand onto your hip. Inhale your right arm up. Exhale, reach and twist. Press to your feet and inhale, come back up to stand. And step up to the top of your mat, mountain pose. Inhale the arms out. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Let's practice crow pose. Squat down for your crow. Hook your knees way up high by your triceps. And lean into your arms. Then lightly float back into chaturanga or step back. Nice. That's kind of a cool trick. Don't break your nose trying that though. Make sure you have a really good chaturanga first. All right, set your knees down and rest in child's pose for a moment. Then let's practice the Virasana opening. So come into Virasana. And then walk your hands back a foot behind you. Roll the shoulders back and open up the chest. Hold there, start to lift the hips up. Then lower the buttock back down. Walk your hands back towards you. Sit up tall. And lie down onto your belly. Then clasp your hands behind your back and lift up into Shalabhasana, locust pose. Hold there or bend the knees and reach back with the hands for the feet. Remember, if it's too much on your knees or your back, don't force it. You can stay in the last pose. Then stretch the legs straight back and come into up dog. Glide back into down dog. Take your feet the width of your mat and take your hands a handprint closer to your feet. Then pull the hips up like there's a rope on them, pulling you up to the ceiling, and bring your right hand to your left ankle. Little forward bend twist. Change sides. Good, release that. And make your way to seated. Let's try Gomukhasana legs. So cross the knees right, before we do it actually, let's do the Ardha Matsyendrasana. Left heel to the outside of the right hip, right ankle to the outside of the knee. This is a nice setup for it, you're gonna like it. Wrap the left arm around and then hug the leg in towards you. So by now, if you haven't got the idea that I'm more into length than twist, then I don't know what you're watching. Okay, so yeah, try to get as much length as you can, like you're being pulled up, and balance the crown right up over top of the pelvic floor. Release that and change sides. And come back to center. Okay, now let's do the Gomukhasana. So, you gotta no, just do it like how we were. Yeah. So we had the right heel to the outside. It's gonna be too hard on the knees, I think. Okay, so we had the right heel to the outside. Now just see if you can cross your left knee right over top of your right knee, and then scoot your foot in. All right, so for many of us, it'll kind of look more like this. So you might want to stick a block underneath your butt and then see if you get the knees to cross. Whichever one you're doing, see if you can start to crawl your fingers forward. And sandbag the hip creases, let them drop down. Inhale back up. Change the cross of your legs. And fold forward. Or if it's a lot of stretch, just work on your upright seat like you did. As soon as you feel the hip creases start to fight back, folding forward isn't as beneficial because all you're doing is loading the spine in an unhealthy way. So each extra inch that you start to go forward, you should feel that right here, your groins and your hip creases, they're dropping down. That's really important to help to release the spine and the hips. Come back up, stretch your legs out, and fold forward, Paschimottanasana. Then lie down onto your back. Shavasana, corpse pose. Let your feet fall open. Let your palms turn up at your side. Gently bend your knees and roll over to your right side. Press yourself up to seated. Bring palms together. Namaste. Hey, thanks for joining us today. Hope you're enjoying the challenge. If you are, hit that like button. Have a great day. And thanks again to Francesca for joining us. I hope you enjoyed having her out. Again, check out her channel, Yoga with Francesca. Same thing on Instagram. And she teaches locally by me in Newport Beach at Equinox and Radiant Yoga. So if you're ever in town, check it out. Have a good one. I'll see you tomorrow.